Listen, whenever there's a quiz-style HOH comp, you have no choice but to answer alongside the players and see how well you would have done. It's an unspoken rule, and you're lying to yourself if you say that you haven't done it at least once. It's an easy way to trick yourself into thinking that you would have easily won that HOH comp if you were in there. What we don't get to experience, though, during these comps is the amount of pressure that the house guest must feel in the moment, and that stress only increases as the comp continues on. These things can come down to just a couple numbers, and that can be the difference between becoming HOH or becoming evicted in any given week. In my opinion, these types of comps can be the most intense to watch, and throughout the history of the show, there have been some pretty ridiculous answers. Whether it's ridiculous because there was a tie, or because someone's guess was so close to the correct answer, or because someone's guess was so ludicrously wrong, there are some really great all-time moments to come from these. Get ready to see a whole lot of tiebreaker answers in this video because there are a lot, and if you're a bit skeptical of the video idea, I urge you to give it a shot because there is some absolute gold in here. Some are funny, some are intense, but all of them are worth looking into.
Chicken George and Danielle.
What?
Everyone else can step down and join Janelle on the side. George and Danielle.
To start it off, we have Big Brother 3, Jerry's HOH win. The tiebreaker question was, what is the combined height in inches of the 3 evicted house guests? Jerry guessed 188, and the correct answer was 194, so that's a pretty solid guess. But the insane part is that Eric guessed 268. Now, I get that it's a high-stress situation, and it may be tough to do inch math on the spot like that, but Eric's guess translated to the question means that he guessed, on average, that each evicted house guest was 7'5", which is very unintentionally hilarious.
194 inches total. We do have a new head of household. Jerry, congratulations.
Coming up next, we got a few from Big Brother 4. To start off, for the Week 2 HOH, there was a 4-way tiebreaker, and during this tiebreaker, Justin and G both answered 700, which ended up being the closest guess, so that means that they had to go on to a second tiebreaker. Not only is it crazy that they both guessed the same thing, but during the second tiebreaker, the question was asked, how many days old was Amanda? Justin decided to answer 80,000. And once more, I get that they were being super rushed and it's a high pressure situation, but 80,000 days translates to 219 years old. That is insane. It goes without saying that G won the comp.
That says 80,000. Okay, the correct answer is 9,000 plus.
Later on in the season, we have Erica being just 6 over in the final 4 HOH tiebreaker. The question was, how many hours have you been inside the Big Brother house? Robert answered 800, Erica answered 1,440, but the answer was 1,434. Being that close is absolutely bonkers, but what makes it worse is that this was the week that Erica was evicted. So, along these lines, had the season of Big Brother 4 actually started in the morning as opposed to later in the day, then Erica very well may have become the winner of Big Brother 4, which would likely change a lot of Big Brother history in the process.
The correct answer is 1,434 hours.
I went over. I was closer than Robert, but I went over, so I lost.
And of course, I can't go a video without saying this, but June answering 1 million during the Big Brother 4 final HOH tiebreaker, guaranteeing her loss, was an insanely smart move. What's even more funny is that Allison also tried throwing it by putting down 0, but she did it the incorrect way, and June was smarter, knowing how to correctly throw the competition.
Answers, please. Okay. June.
Now, for Big Brother 5, we have Nokomis's second HOH win. This comp was basically, if you answer incorrectly, you're out. The ridiculous comes into the fact that in 5 out of these 7 rounds, every house guest got the question incorrectly and got to stay in because of it. So, Nokomis won the HOH by going 2 for 7 and getting the tiebreaker right. Not nearly as crazy, but a coincidence nonetheless. During the tiebreaker question between Nokomis and Diane, the question was how many pounds of M&M were used during a luxury comp. Diane answered 400 and Nokomis answered 500, and the answer ended up being the exact sum of their 2 answers, 900. It's just an odd coincidence.
The correct answer is Holly. Everyone got it wrong. The correct answer is Scott. You both got it wrong. The correct answer is Holly. You both got it wrong. The correct answer is Scott. You both got it wrong. The correct answer is Jace. Again, you both got it wrong. The correct answer is 900 pounds. Congratulations, Nokomis.
Now, in Big Brother 6, after Kaser was evicted for the second time, there was a three-way tie in the HOH comp. For the tiebreaker, Janelle originally had answered 300, but she changed her answer last minute to 275. The correct answer ended up being 286, meaning that she would have lost had she kept her original answer, but because she changed it, we got one of the most iconic moments in the show's history. What a clutch answer change.
Janelle, congratulations. For the first time, you are the head of household.
Give me that key, bitch!
And then, later on in the season, at the final HOH, Janelle and Yvette were tied and had to go into a tiebreaker question, and in this question, they both tied again by answering 66, which was awesome. And then on the second tiebreaker, they were only off by 25, where Yvette answered 1875 and Janelle answered 1900, which is crazy that they were on the same wavelength for both questions.
You could face them towards me. We have a tie. You both said 66. All right, the answer is 74, just for the record. All right, we're going...
For Big Brother All-Stars, at the final 8 HOH, there was a tie between Chicken George and Danielle Reyes. The tiebreaker question was, how many minutes did the house guests go without hot water? Danielle put 308, George put 360. Nothing out of the ordinary here, but the insanity comes into play once the answer is revealed to be over 6,000. So it's crazy that they were both so far off from the correct answer, yet both guessed so close to one another.
Congratulations, George, since it's over 6,000 minutes. You're the new head of household, Janelle. And George, the key to the HOH room.
In Big Brother 8, in the tiebreaker round for the final 4 HOH, Zach and Danielle were asked how many total times did house guests show up on the memory wall that they studied for this competition. Something odd like that. But anyways, the crazy part is that Zach and Danielle's answered were only one number off of each other. Danielle answered 58 and Zach answered 59. For those that are wondering, the correct answer was 69.
59.
58.
And the correct number is 69.
In Big Brother 9, I have to say that it's ridiculous, albeit ridiculously smart and ridiculously lucky that Ryan knew to go for the Hail Mary on the final question of the Final 4 HOH when he was down 1 point. When asked if there was a pre-existing relationship still in the Big Brother house, the obvious answer would be no, because it's the truth, but Ryan went for the long shot and said that there was, and somehow ended up being right due to the producers counting the 2 guinea pigs still in the house as a pre-existing relationship. This tied Ryan for the lead, where he then won the tiebreaker over Sharon and became the HOH.
There is a third pre-existing relationship still in the house. The correct answer is fact. There is one other pre-existing relationship still in the house. We have a tie between Ryan and Sharon. Is that a 3, Ryan?
Yes.
The correct answer is 557 minutes. Congratulations, Ryan. You're the new head of household. Sheila, hand over that key to the man.
In Big Brother 10, Jerry and Keisha both answered 100 during the double eviction tiebreaker and had to go to a second round. Literally, anytime that there's a tiebreaker during the tiebreaker, I think it's awesome.
Answers, please. All right. Since you both answered 100, we're moving on, and it was 218 for the record. Does that tell me what it says, just to confirm, Keisha?
500.
The correct number is 1,556 seconds. Congratulations, Keisha. You're the new head of household.
Now, during Big Brother 11, at the final HOH, the tiebreaker question between Jordan and Kevin was how many total votes for eviction had there been cast all season long. Now, this is definitely something that you could figure out, but in such a high-pressure situation, I'm guessing that Jordan didn't figure out all of the math correctly. So when she guessed 50 and the answer ended up being 51, that was a truly incredible guess and is far and away the closest anyone has been to guessing the final HOH tiebreaker correctly.
The correct answer is 51. Congratulations, Jordan. You're the final head of household.
Now, this one isn't a quiz comp, but definitely worth mentioning. During the Week 2 veto of Big Brother 12, it was the competition where you're put in a position for an extended amount of time and you have to leave the comp as close to an hour without going over as you possibly can. Enzo ended up leaving at exactly 1 hour and 14 seconds. Like, what the heck? Being off by only 14 seconds is insane, and what's even more insane is that because he went over, he lost. But my God, imagine counting to 3,600 and you do it accurately, but you're only off by 14. That's insane.
No.
Was 1 hour and 14 seconds, meaning Brittany, you are the winner of the Golden Power of Veto.
14 seconds, man. I came so close to winning the veto. That's like one quickie with the wifey, man.
Now, in Big Brother 13, in probably the most WTF answer of all time, there was a luxury comp which showed the contestants clues that they would need to follow in order to guess the name of a secret celebrity. After the first clue was revealed, which was just 3 bars of soap and would look to be binoculars, Jordan freaking guessed David Hasselhoff and was right. How the hell did she do that? It is actually the most insane correct answer potentially in the history of guessing. I mean, look at the line that she took.
I see these opera sunglasses. I'm like, look at those. I'm like, maybe that's like for binoculars. You like watch. And then I see the soap. And then I'm like, soap brand. But I was thinking like Bay. I was like, what if it's like something like Bay and you're watching? I'm like, Baywatch. My official guess is David Hasselhoff. That'd be so funny if I was right.
I don't know how you got there, but...
How do you get 3 bars of soap and some glasses and get David Hasselhoff? I have no idea.
Later on in the season, we have another ridiculous thing, but in the opposite direction. Portia managed to go 0 for 5 on final HOH questions. Even if Portia just was strictly guessing, the probability that she got all 5 wrong is just 3%, which is insane.
Which makes the correct answer A, you both got it wrong. Which makes the correct answer B, Rachel, you got it right. Which makes the correct answer B, you both got it wrong. Makes the correct answer A, you both got it wrong. Which makes the correct answer B, and with only 1 question left, there is no reason to continue.
Skipping ahead a little bit, in Big Brother 15, in the Week 3 HOH tiebreaker, there were 5 people competing in it. And when the question was asked, 4 people got it dead on correct, with only McCrae getting it wrong by being off by 1.
All right, the answer is 168 cans. McCrae is out, everyone else is in. We're going to our second tiebreaker very quickly.
I'm going to be honest, this one isn't actually the craziest, but in Big Brother 16, at the final 11 HOH, there was a 5-way tiebreaker question, and in it, we saw Hayden guessing the exact same thing as Nicole, but just 1 over. Nicole guessed 900, Hayden guessed 901, and he ended up losing the HOH because of it. Not that it really would have changed that much, but it's pretty wild how close that guess was.
568 seconds, which means congratulations.
Later on in the season, at the final 6 double eviction HOH, we saw probably the quickest quiz of all time, with Derek winning the HOH on just the first question.
Which means the answer is false. The bleeped out word, as you heard, was kisses, and it also means a big congratulations to Derek. You are the new head of household. Nominations will take place.
In Big Brother 18, Corey putting down $1 billion during the final 7 veto competition and staying in order to ensure that Nicole wouldn't be eliminated from the game is actually one of the smartest answers ever, and because of it, it resulted in Nicole staying in the veto, whereas she would have been eliminated otherwise and put her target, Michelle, in the lead. Nicole ended up winning the veto and getting her target out, so it really was a genius answer that helped set up Nicole's victory for the season.
It's round 3. Nicole has 2 candy canes, and I really want her to win, so I'm going to throw it to her. I'm going to write down a really big number so that no matter what, I get eliminated. That way I can ensure that Nicole has a chance to win her 3rd candy cane and win the power of veto.
Corey!
1 billion names.
Wait, seriously?
Yep.
That means, Michelle, you've earned a candy cane, and Corey, you have been eliminated.
Sorry, Corey.
Corey. Originally, I thought you might not be, the brightest ball, but this was super genius.
In Big Brother 20, Rockstar showing the map of 30 times 60 equaling 1200 it's just funny and silly, and I'm not trying to hate here, but that's the type of ridiculous stuff I like seeing.
Ladies, finalize your answers and please present them.
And of course, Casey's final HOH tiebreaker being only a couple off. When the answer is up in the multi-thousands and you are only off by a handful, that is a crazy impressive answer and very much deserving of a mention.
In seconds, how long was the jetpack attack competition? The correct answer is 3,413 seconds, which means congratulations, Casey. You are the final head of household.
And there we go. So many of these answers are freaking wild, and I don't even think I understand how literally changing one number in some of these moments could alter so much of Big Brother history. I personally love going back and looking at the craziness of some of these competitions, and I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching and getting to this point. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and of course, I need to always give that huge, extra special shout out to my wonderful YouTube members. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
I'm gonna snap on this thing, man. The dollar bill's going around in circles just bitch slapping me, so, I was having fun with it, I tried biting it, I gave it the face a little bit.
Lick it like you like it.
Most of those, let's face it, come out of strippers' G-strings.